All right, guys, thank you for joining me again. Sorry for being 4 minutes late, but whatever. Me and Vision were finishing up talking, and I was looking for my thumbnail. So, anyway, with that, guys, tonight's topic is going to be the bigger issues that we are, I guess, not talking about, and that is the whole um, Trump's vacation home being raided. Now, we spoke about this last live stream, if you will. We touched on it a little bit, but there's a bigger fucking problem with this whole thing. Thank you for the 5x5, guys. Um, there's a problem with this whole thing. Um, it seems like the FBI was used illegally for personal gain. Now, I know some of you are going to say, well, how could it be used for personal gain? Um, How could it be used for personal gain? Well, obviously, guys, it's personal gain for the gain for the Democratic Party to use this in their better interest so that he does not run for 2024. Now, using the FBI to pull off this miraculous bullshit that they did, and then turn around and say, "Oh, well, by the way, we can't show you guys his investigation or his search warrant. Like they can't the Biden administration is telling, if I'm not mistaken, the Justice Department to not show it to anyone, right? Again, I think that's pretty telling in what the Democrats are doing. Yes, Hudson Valley, the FBI have been weaponized. So imagine they're like, we don't like this dude. We can't have him run for 2024. We're gonna have to fucking go to extreme measures. Weaponize the FBI. Get them in that motherfucker's house. Now, granted, guys, it was his vacation home. It wasn't his home, but nonetheless, the fact that they raided this place, they took his passport, which they wind up giving it back today or yesterday, right? So they thought it was a flight risk. Not for nothing. If Trump wanted to leave, he would have left, but he didn't. He wasn't worried about it, and you could see how unrattled Trump was. He just didn't care. He knows what this is. Republicans and conservatives know what this is. Republicans and conservatives are also pissed off that this happened because, well, there's no fucking grounds. They made up this whole, well, he had sensitive material in his house. You didn't know what the fuck you were looking for. Now, of course, guys, they're going to that search warrant. They're going to redo it, and then obviously post date it before the day of the actual raid. This is a game they play. So whenever the FBI or the current administration shows us any kind of paperwork and goes, you see, look at the date on it, go fuck yourself. We know that you can reprint it and predate it. It's fucking easily. It's easily done. People in these high positions do it all the time. All the time. With that being said, guys, this is the real fucking problem. Because if they can weaponize the FBI and then turn the FBI against the American people at will, which they have in the past, we've seen it, what Ruby Ridge and what's the other one? Waco, Texas. Sorry. If we've seen it before, guys, then sorry, we've seen it before. Now they did it with an ex-president. It's a fucking problem. It's a huge fucking problem. So for those of you that are watching, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Helps with the whole algorithm bullshit. Anyway, with that, guys, right. So now they're sending this guy out on the next president. Right, Bundy Ranch as well. That's right, Mike. So again, what, there should be more of a pushback. Now, unfortunately, guys, unfortunately, there won't be pushback until something big happens, until there's another Ruby Ridge or another Waco, Texas, right? Um, yes, Marine. Yes, Marine's daughter. The IRS is being weaponized. So remember when I was telling you guys I wasn't convinced that they were being weaponized? Well, okay, yeah. Upon further research and an article today, I was like, no shit, it's real. So yeah, guys, it's they weaponize the IRS, which is weird because you can just hire more ATF agents. You could just hire more FBI agents. There's a lot of FBI employees that want to be agents. Just fucking weaponize them. But instead, they're doing it with the IRS as well. And 87,000 over 10 years, I don't see, again, I don't see them getting those numbers in 10 years, 15, or 20. Nonetheless, if they do get those numbers, that's because the majority of them are from fucking South America. That's a different conversation. Um, if they can do this, guys, at will, if they could weaponize the police, which they will, they'll do it at the same capacity as the FBI. Just start signing off warrants and having motherfuckers raid homes. Because why was it so easy for the FBI to get a warrant to raid Trump's home? Based on what? What accusations were followed? Did they see something? They had to have eyes on whatever they needed for them to go in instead of speculation. You never go in, and any cop, or at least any cop that's trained in warrants, will tell you don't go in someone's home based on one speculation or speculations. You need to have some kind of a proof that warrants them to go into the home, right? What's her name? The chick that was up, Breonna Taylor. There was a lot of proof that one that had those cops end up in her apartment, right? Being though they didn't find much, but there was a lot of recordings later that surfaced that showed that she was part of that whole organization, drug organization. Um, so when we start dealing with this, guys, unfortunately, for a lot of us that are like back to blue, there is going to be a point in time where we might have to put that shit to bed because I do not like where this is going. Right? So, again, what are we doing? Right? They're definitely going to wind up pitting law enforcement against us. That's without a doubt. I already saw that writing on the wall years ago. I will still back the blue until I can't back the blue anymore. But as of right now, currently I can. But there will be a point in time, guys, where we won't be doing that anymore. We won't even be chanting that anymore. They will have officially pissed everyone off. If they keep listening to the powers that be, that will continuously put them in harm's way. Go sure, yeah, no one likes it. It's going to put us in a bad fucking way. Listen, there are a lot of cops leaving right now because of the bullshit that's going on. They're like, fuck that bullshit. I'm out of here. I can't do this. I don't want to do that. And they're bouncing. They're leaving. You know, they also want to get bottles thrown at their fucking heads. And then as soon as they crack the guy in the head who threw the bottle at them, they get arrested for fucking defending themselves. Um, so to a point, Queen Red Pill, it's already happening, but it's not in full. It's not in full steam ahead yet. That makes sense. But yeah, it's happening to a point. Fell and Koala, yeah, it's listen. You're right. It's bullshit. All of it is bullshit. Yes, Teresa Pureblood. We know. Well, listen, I don't think all cops. I know Freemasons. All cops are not Freemasons. Because I know a couple of cops, and when you ask them, are you a Freemason? They'll look at you like, what's that? So they're not. I know a bunch of Freemasons. Sadly enough, I know a bunch of them. But yeah, and listen, the whole Freemason thing, I'm I'm still out on that. Like I don't see what the upside to it is. I don't see what the downside to it is either. It's like a club to me, you know. Maybe I'm missing something, but whatever. I was sitting here earlier today shredding up secret documents in case the FBI stormed my house. No, I was just getting rid of a lot of old paperwork from the job days, medical records and shit like that when I was in. Yeah, Slim Shady. He's gonna start telling people. Aaron said Freemasons are not bad. I know they're not bad. I just don't get the whole. Yes, someone just said it. It's a boys' club. I don't get it. I've spoken to a couple of Freemasons. They're like, yeah, you can get this, you can get that. I'm like, okay. So anyway, upon shredding a lot of my information, I was like, sitting here thinking, I'm shredding up medical information now. Like, this is how bad things have gotten just in general with stealing information. I had to fucking sit here for 2 hours shredding up paperwork, guys. It looks like, I mean, this is like all the shredded shit I have in here. All the shredded paperwork. It's all shredded. Fucking 2 hours of shredding this shit because the shredder that I borrowed from my neighbor was from like 1985. So when it was too much work, it would tell me it quits by just shutting off. So I had to wait an hour for it to cool down, and then I started fucking shredding again. But yeah, this is just all medical shit. So I don't want, like my information out there. So I shredded it all. fucking 2 hours like an asshole. And I sit there, zzz, zzz, and my fucking wife is like, "Are you done?" And I'm like, "I'm not even fucking halfway through." And then she looked at the bag. She was like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "Yeah, really?" So Wolf Bane, I was looking to do that, but I'm like, if I was going out to Mike's thing like in the next week or so, I would leave it in the truck and then I would take it all and burn it. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm not gonna keep this in my house for another 2 months just to just to burn it. Or maybe I will. We'll see. If it pisses the wife off after a month, then I'll get rid of it. Um, but if it doesn't, then I'll burn it. I'll leave it here for the next 2 months, and I'll take it upstate, and we'll have a confetti party in the middle of the woods, burning it. But whatever. Shred it, then burn it. Wolfbane. If somebody's gonna piece this together, God bless them, because it's like confetti pieces. It's not like the long strips. It's actually confetti pieces. They can put that shit together after I shook it up too. I just didn't like shred it and then left it there. I shook the bag up to make sure it's fucking all jumbled around really good. But oh pulp. Yeah, that's what the shredder did. It made it in like little confetti pieces. It's almost impossible to put back together. If somebody puts this back together, I will give them a fucking $1,000. If they can get one piece of paper back together, I give them $1,000. There's no way. Then the patience that you would have to do that is fucking insane. Leave it on the roof. Yeah. When the nuclear bomb goes off, Robert, it'll burn us all along with me. So yes, we both die. But anyway, guys, back to the subject at hand. Again, the whole Trump thing, guys, is bad because if they could set the FBI on Trump, what's stopping them from doing it to another politician they don't like? And then the worst part is, guys, this becomes a tit for tat. What happens if another Republican president goes into office? Now they're like, you know what? Fuck that dude. Let's raid Biden because they can. It sends a bad message for every party, not just the Democrats, both sides of the field, man. I don't see this being a good thing because, again, like children, politicians are fucking giant kids. They're tit for tat. Why do they keep saying? Because somebody fill me in with the whole Liz Cheney is out thing or text me. I kept seeing that all night. I saw something about Liz Cheney, but I didn't read about it. I know that she has COVID, but that's it. So unless she's dead, yeah, fill me in on what that means. Cheney is a weasel. Well, we know that. Well, okay, yeah, I know she tested positive for COVID, but I mean that's whatever. Everybody's eventually going to get it. So again, guys, both sides of the aisle. Where does it stop? If the Democrats start doing this shit because they don't like somebody, if the Republicans do it, she lost her election. Okay, thank you, Grateful Prepper. Appreciate that. Lost primary. She got voted out. She lost her primary. I like Putin. That's a fucking asshole. T96. I'm reading all the comments and they're like, I like Putin. Voted out. Ding dong. You're fired. Very good. I'm like, it reads, she's out. She lost. She's out. She lost. I like Putin. Anyway, but she's voted out. Very good, guys. Thank you. So, all right, again, guys, weaponizing the FBI is like the first step into making them fucking a national police force, right? Because if they keep doing this, if they keep sending FBI to their enemies, whatever it is, Putin likes you. Rapture Ready said Putin likes you. If they keep doing this, guys, we're in fucking trouble. Because it's only a matter of time until they shift focus, the FBI's focus, onto the people. Trump will not be arrested on national TV. There's no reason to arrest him. They don't have a reason to arrest him. And to boot, if they arrest him, it would be bullshit because whatever it is, they would give him the courtesy. At least I would hope they give him the courtesy. I just sounded stupid for saying that. They're not going to give him the courtesy. But let's just say they did, he would turn himself in. But there's no reason to turn himself in. There's no reason to arrest Trump. Zero. They haven't even come up with a reason why they were in his goddamn house to begin with, let alone what they actually found that was incriminating. Right? So, again, this is just bad news, bad form. That's all it is. All right, so tomorrow, guys, There might not be a Wednesday morning midweek report. I think, and if there is, it'll be in the afternoon. It'll be like 1 o'clock in the afternoon again. I got some things to do in the morning, and so if I can make it back on time, I'll do it. So I'll post it and have it ready for 1 o'clock, and we'll see. We'll see from there. Okay, yeah, I like Trump. T96, I like Trump. But yeah, guys, it's this is incredibly fucking bad. And it's even worse when the administration, the current administration, sits there and tells the Justice Department, don't release anything. Just don't tell anybody what we did or why we did it. Oh boy. Anyway, this is just a fucking shit show, and it's going to be a constant shit show. Then we got like I said, the Chinese economy collapsing. We have that shit to deal with, and then we have the guy from Michael Burry warning us about a possible collapse, and the guy warned us about a collapse before, and it happened back in 2008. So we have real fucking problems to worry about, not this Trump shit. It's as if this Trump thing was a distraction anyway. I mean, listen, it clearly was a distraction. Um, there's no way this wasn't a distraction. It was such bullshit. It's insane. He's a true idiot about corruption. Listen, you know what the crazy thing is? People like Trump is corrupt. I can throw a dart and hit any politician on that politician map, and they are way more corrupt than he is, hands down. And they've been doing it longer. Pelosi, let's start with her. Biden, before he was president. Obama. Who else? What's that old geezer's name? The Republican. God, I can never remember his name. Conley? No. Chuck? Nope. Shit, I can't remember his name. One of you guys are gonna say his name, and I'm like, yeah, that guy, the old fucking Republican dude, the head of the Republican Party. He's fucking corrupt as they come. They all are corrupt. They are fucking Mitch McConnell. Thank you guys. Yes, Turtle. Susan Kelly. Yes, Turtle. Bush was definitely corrupt too. At the very least, Bush Senior was corrupt. But yes, Mitch McConnell was definitely corrupt. Uh, Lindsey Graham, probably as well. Listen, guys, all of them. There's not one. But everybody wants to look at Trump because they're like, listen, let's take the corruption look off of us and put it on him. That's what it comes down to. Yes, McCain definitely. Listen, guys, they're all fucking corrupt. They all have some backyard table, under the table dealings. They all have it. Um, so yeah, when they throw Trump under the bus, I'm like, yo, you got to be kidding me. You got some seasoned corrupt politicians at the high table as we speak, all over the world, but they want to focus on Trump and call Trump corrupt. Well, Trump was president. All right, Biden's president. Let's start with him. Look at the corrupt bullshit with him and his son. Look at the corrupt bullshit with Pelosi and her son. I could fucking go all day with this shit, but yet they want to fucking focus on Trump. Yes, Trump is not a fucking clean dude. I'm not saying he is, not by a long stretch. Trump is probably, as far as a politician goes, Trump is about as corrupt as they come at a businessman level. He was definitely corrupt. He was definitely in bed with the mob, with the fucking the Gindaloons, right? He was definitely in bed with them. But they want to throw him under the bus and make him the worst corrupt politician to ever walk the planet. And that's what I have a problem with. Because meanwhile, we have legitimate proof with Biden and Biden's son, or at the very least, Biden's son. Jetmac 85, exactly. You follow the money. But if you follow the money with all of them, guys, it all goes back to some corrupt shit, right? So, again, you want to blame Trump? Yeah, fine. Trump is corrupt, but not at the fucking near levels of these fucking, what's her name? Hillary Clinton, the queen of corruption. The queen of corruption. And nobody's looking at her because they're all focused on this bitch. Sorry, Trump, my bad. They're all focused on him. Again, guys, whenever they start calling Trump and start saying that he's corrupt, I'm like, you better fucking look in your backyard, in your closet, in your medicine cabinet before you start casting those goddamn stones, because these people are the worst. These people make the worst deals. I mean, listen, man, I watched House of Cards, and now I'm watching Billions, and when you see how the corporate world infects politicians in a political game with their bullshit, with their askings, yo, it don't get any more corrupt than that, man. It really doesn't. Everyone at the high table is fucking corrupt, and they actually have a hand up their ass like they're a puppet by corporations. So no one is going to tell me that one guy is corrupt enough to ruin this country. Now, Biden being corrupt, his corruption is not what's ruining his country. His bad fucking ideology is ruining this country. Then he has a fucking an entourage of idiots that are helping him run this country and fucking shit up, right? So no politician, I believe, is actually fucking this country. It's just their bad fucking politics that fucks everything. You know, listen, you want to take money from the corporate company, fine. Don't screw people over though when you do it. You want to fucking pad your pockets so that when you retire, you could be buried with your money. So fucking be it. But don't fuck with people's fucking livelihoods. Don't fuck with people's jobs. Don't fuck with people's pensions. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, but leave people the fuck alone. Vision, yes, as absolutely. Absolute power, absolute corruption. But there have been a few people in our time who have had absolute power, no corruption, or knew that they had too much power and rolled and dialed it back. But those are the people you don't hear about. There are actually billionaires out there that are like super fucking rich, but they don't fucking go around throwing their weight around to get their deals done. Some of them, very few. Dave, the deal with leaving New York City is leaving New York City is still going to happen, but moving out of New York is less likely to happen. We had that talk the other day, so we're looking to leave New York. But the problem with moving to the surrounding areas of New York City is that everything's too expensive. So I don't know. I don't know what to do, but we're gonna have to figure it out because we can't stay here much longer. Yes, Hochul definitely has to go. I mean, listen, there are days that I'm praying, please let her fall down a flight of steps and break her hips at the very least. Um, it's bad, man. When you look at politicians and you look at them and you're like, if they passed away, you would almost throw a party, you know? Like if De Blasio had like fucking, ass cancer, I'd be like, good for that motherfucker. Now we're gonna have a party. Like it sucks when you get to that point that you look at a motherfucker and you just want to punch him in their fucking mouth. All of these politicians, you know, when where like AOC, I don't want to punch AOC, but I want to shake her like a fucking baby. Um, and then you have Pelosi where you just look at her like she's too old to hit, but if she fell down a flight of steps, you'd be like, yes, Pretty sure she doesn't have steps in her home. Maureen's daughter said, if Mike is rich, go live over there. Come to Butthead. But I don't know, man. It's fucking it's a strange world we live in because I mean everybody, man. Everybody fucking hates somebody, and like I'm trying to dial it back with the hate bullshit because I'm like that's what they want. They want us to hate. They want us to turn that hate on one another. You build it up because you hate somebody else for what they do. Now listen, to be fair, Eric Adams cost him a job, right? Um, and if he had ass cancer tomorrow, I'd be like, all right, fuck him, karma, But I'm not gonna sit there and be like, you know, I hope it eats away at him and he fucking dies a horrible death. Maybe one side of me would think that, but the other side of me would be like, whatever. If he's dead, he's dead. It's not gonna roll back any of the bullshit that's going on. Look what De Blasio did. He fucked this city up and then left. He was like, I ain't no skies, and he fucking bounced and left the fucking city in shambles. Um, and so if he died tomorrow, would it correct any of this problem we're seeing in the city? No. Right. So, unfortunately, wishing upon their deaths is a nice thing in our head, but in reality, it does nothing. It really doesn't do it. It's not going to bring back the old days. It's not going to make shit better. So yeah, whatever. At some point, I guess I just have to grow up and be like, we just have to tackle it from another angle. Sawyer and Green. Yes, I know. Upstate taxes can be high. We gotta fucking find a really shit area and live there because it'll be cheaper. I heard even the shit areas are fucking high in taxes. We'll figure it out. Yes, Opera 357. Yes, exactly. Who elects a Red Sox fan to be a New York City mayor? These liberals, listen, these liberals in New York City are stupid. They just are. I was talking to three of them last night, a few nights ago, and they're good dudes. They don't, they mean well. My mother's spark. I am. I'll explain to you why later. That why I'm tired. But they mean well. They're good dudes, but their ideology's stupid. You know, they sit there and they're like, I was talking about the crime in New York City. They're like, but Trump is, he has the highest crime of them all. I'm like, really? I said, you worried about Trump shooting you in your back? You worried about one of these motherfuckers shooting in your back? And this guy was like, it's like, exactly. You guys, you liberals, you three, one, two, and three, you guys caused this shit to happen. You voted this shitbag mayor in and the one before him, and you caused this fucking problem. You guys did that. Now you want fucking something to be done when you don't even realize you can't even own up to the fact that you guys voted in these two shitbag mayors that are allowing this to happen. Right? So, liberals don't know how to say sorry. They don't know how to admit to their wrongdoings. That's why they are fucking bags of shit. These guys, they're not bags of shit. They're just poorly guided, you know, or they're misguided, if you will. Sorry, but yeah, it just fucking sucks that I live in a city of fucking stupids, surrounded by stupids. Sometimes I'm wondering if their stupidity is affecting me. It's just insane. They make you seem like you're the crazy one. They were telling me you the other day with the conversation. One guy was like, "You're brainwashed." I'm like, "By what?" By he said Fox News or some other channel, and I go, "I don't even watch that." So try again. He's like, "Well," I said, "Hold on," and I said, "Did you get the arm ticket?" He goes, "Yes." I go, "Then you've been brainwashed. You took something that had no research on, no base, wasn't going to work, was said by a couple of doctors not to work, but yet you still took it because you were brainwashed." And he sat there and he went, and I said, "What did this motherfucker do? I didn't take it. That's why I'm out of a job, right? Because I know how to stand my ground." And he didn't say anything. He didn't fucking respond to it. He was just like, I said, "You guys are the one that brainwashed, and unfortunately, it'll be too late for you guys to open your eyes." But anyway, they, again, still decent guys. They don't know how to think for themselves. They're told whatever the fuck they're told. Well, yeah, sorry. All seeing cats. There are the liberals that say sorry to black folks. "I'm sorry for treating you the way we did. I'm sorry, my ancestors." I'm like, motherfucker, I wasn't a slave. I don't remember having a whip across my back. I'm pretty sure I wasn't hanging from no one's tree. And I damn sure didn't tap dance for anybody during anybody's show. And I do not remember picking cotton in the fields. So you're not apologizing to me. And I'm not going to apologize. You're not going to apologize to me as a black man. And then I'm going to turn around to my ancestors and go, "Yo, they said they're sorry for all the shit they've done to us." No one fucking cares. What was done was done. It moves the fuck on. Apologizing to me is not going to transcend through me, through my ancestors, and then my ancestors are going to go, "Okay, all is forgiven." It don't work that way because they're all in probably heaven now, right? And it just doesn't fucking affect me. It didn't affect me, right? Now, there's an argument out there, there's an argument going on out there where they say that trauma from slavery has passed down through the black community for decades or centuries. Sorry. And I'm like, bullshit. I said, bull the fuck shit. I said, people are the masters of their own shit. You fucking, you create your destiny, whatever the fuck it is. There are people in the ghetto right now thinking of some shit to fucking get out of that fucking situation. There's a kid right now in some shit project in Compton somewhere, fucking a brainiac, looking to get the fuck out of there because he doesn't want to live that life. There's some fucking kid right now playing basketball at fucking 10 o'clock at night, or maybe in some places midnight, fucking looking to get the fuck out of there with his skills. So don't tell me that slavery was fucking transcended through centuries to us, and then that's why we have anger issues and all this other bullshit. We have anger issues for way other reasons, different reasons, if you will. And one of them is the father's leaving the home. Now, some people will sit there and say, "Well, father's leaving the home, a reason why black men are mad." You know what? There are white guys that are mad because their fathers left too. So it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing. It's the fact that the dick faced father left. maybe started a family somewhere else, and that kid is angry about it. That's a fucking people thing, not a race thing. But nonetheless, they bring it back to race every fucking time. So, yeah, when white people apologize to me, I go, suck my dick. Seriously, suck it. Because that shit is fucking stupid. You sound like a fucking moron apologizing to me for some shit I have no clue about. And not that I have no clue about, but I wasn't there, right? I didn't get fucking smashed in the face with a pie for eating at a fucking countertop, right? I didn't fucking have to ride the back of the bus. None of that shit had anything to do with me. But now, do I remember that history and did I study that history? Absolutely, because it's always fucking worth knowing. Always worth knowing. You should never uh, discount history, and especially American history when it comes to how blacks are treated, how Native Americans are treated. Every group of people were treated like shit in the United States, unfortunately. I do think that Native Americans were treated the worst, and blacks is a close second. Um, and then everybody else after that, right? And it's not a game to win. I'm not sitting here saying it's a game to win, but nonetheless, it's something that we should always remember. Remember fucking slavery, whether it's here, whether it's in Egypt, and other places around the world. It's always worth to remember and study. Fake victim mentality. Yes, Teresa, absolutely, that's a good one. It's the victim mentality, the woe is me gang, right? Simply Mark. I don't know, but okay, history. Yes, Vision. History will repeat itself. That's for fucking sure, without a doubt. Um, Again, guys, it's this bullshit. The someone give a black man $5 for reparations. I'm sorry. First of all, reparations is bullshit. But seriously, if you were gonna pay me reparations, you're gonna pay me $5. You're gonna reach in your pocket and give me $5, and that's supposed to do what? It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. America's lost its mind when it came to this race shit. Um, Native Americans weren't enslaved, and Native Americans were treated like shit for centuries. So, just about the same. They were treated like pure shit. What was it? There were many raids on Native American villages where government employees, if you will, or raiding parties, starved them out by killing the buffaloes, ran into the villages, killing everyone in it. You name it, guys. It happened to them. So they were on par with us, if you will. I know Nate G. I know you're Mr. Black America, and but yeah, they were treated just about the same. I mean, if we're gonna compare bloodshed, they might win. No, they definitely do win. Sorry, because they were treated. Listen, they were treated like shit for a long time. We're not gonna, Yes, thank you, Marine's daughter. Trail of Tears. Read about that, Nate G. That's no fucking fun reading that story. But nonetheless, guys, all of those tragedies built this country. So we should all be appreciative of what was built here and what was built for us. Um, you know, and how our ancestors paid the price, whether they were slaves, whether they were Native American, whether they were Irish people getting off the boat and forced into a fucking war. Um, and it doesn't matter, is what I'm saying. And yes, Nate G, reparation was a promise made and a debt owed. It doesn't matter anymore, Nate, because that's like me saying, you know what, man? Hey, Eric, your father owed my grandfather money from fucking 50 years ago. Can I please have it back? You think fucking Eric is going to pay me back the money that his grandfather owed my grandfather or great great grandfather? No, he's not, because that had nothing to do with them. Had nothing to do with that timeline. That reparation has nothing to do with our timeline anymore. So get over it. It's done. All right? That is like a null and void kind of fucking deal. I hate people that fucking hang on to reparations as if it's going to fucking change the current situation. Reparation is not going to make the black community better. It just fucking isn't. It never will and it never has. Reparation is just a fucking another way to put fucking a pacifier in our mouth. That's it. Nate G, why did the Japanese gays and the gays didn't get reparations? The Jews got it from the Germans, thank you, not the Americans. And I think the Japanese got it from the Americans, but they paid the Japanese government, not the people. Again, if you're going to throw that out there, and I don't know what reparations the gays got. I really don't. I mean, enlighten me, please, on that. But the Jews got it from the Germans, not the Americans. And the Japanese pay the Japanese government. The Americans pay the Japanese government, not the Japanese people. Still, doesn't fucking matter. Like I said, get over it. Intergenerational wealth. Nate G, if you believe it creates intergenerational wealth, you are sorely fucking mistaken, and you got to go back to the history books and the finance books, economy books, because if you give that money to the black community, they're gonna spend it on shit. Some of us might actually spend it on something worth it, like investments and land and things like that, while the rest of us are gonna be running around on fucking Cadillacs and fucking gold rims. I'm dating myself, but you get my point. It doesn't fucking matter. It just doesn't. I can't believe. No, Ce Nate G doesn't gotta go. He brings up good points. I do allow his not allow, but I do appreciate. Sorry, his views. I'm not gonna knock him. He comes up with good fucking questions. Violation of rights, not to be. Oh, but yeah, Nate G, that wasn't reparations. That was just reversing a decision. That's all it was. That's not fine. That's not monetary reparations. And human rights, there is no human rights in getting married. It's a privilege to get married. Let's again get that straight. Marriage is a privilege, not a human right. No, Nate G, we can dialogue. That's what I was just telling CE. We can dialogue. I don't have a problem with that. You bring up valid points, like I said. And sorry that I'm a little behind with the chat. But yeah, listen, guys, it's not going to fix anything. Reparations will not fix a fucking thing. It just won't. The Jewish community got it. I don't know if the people got it or the Jewish community got it, but nonetheless, it's not going to fix the black community. And if you think so, sorry. It's. I don't see, us getting reparations and then our problems going away. I don't see reparations happening and shootings disappearing off the street. Fathers not leaving their kids. We have a deeper fucking issue that we are not addressing. Has nothing to do with money. Has nothing to do with racism. We have to look within our own selves and our own community and go, why the fuck are we wrecking our own shit? Has nothing to, and if you want to use slavery as a traumatic event that we never experienced, okay, then you know what? Get the fuck over it. Because you weren't there. You didn't get fucking a corkscrew in your eye or your legs burnt because you were fucking you picked cotton too slowly. You got beaten because you picked cotton too slowly, or you were having sex with your so-called wife and the guy dragged your wife out and raped her in front of you while the other dudes held you down. I'm like, we didn't deal with any of that shit. They did. And their traces. Nate G, I'll look it up. But the last time I checked, the Germans were the ones who gave the Jews reparations. But I'll look it up. It's all the same. If I'm wrong, I will state so. Marco said, I can get reparations. I need a towel. Yeah. Listen, man, our shit goes way fucking deeper than money. It really does. Eugene versus Dubs. Eugene versus Dubs is what? Which one? Thank you. And poverty. Yes. No. Okay. So I'll argue the poverty versus crime shit creates crime. There is poverty in a lot of white communities. A lot of white communities. And they don't have the amount of crime we have. You know? Again, that is up to us to fix. That's not up for the government to fix. If you're a prepper and you're on here and you're watching prepper shit, you should know damn well we should never be relying on the government. The Black Panther Party for self-defense, they had it right. Back in the 60s, right? The late 60s, the Black Panther Party for self-defense started a whole community outreach program that was working, that was fine. It was fucking Eugene Victor Debs. Oh, my bad. You said you put Eugene V. Debs. Sorry. And they had it right. They had it down to a science. It was working. And then like anything else, the fucking, not LAPD, but the California government fucked it all up. Right? That was one thing that was working. But that's something we need to do for ourselves and not be reliant on the government. Yes, if you get a government stipend to start a program like that, fine. But the Black Panther Party did it on their own. They didn't use government funds to start that shit. They did it entirely on their own through neighborhood fundraising. That's how you get shit started, right? But no one wants to do that. They want to look at the government like, can you please give me more? You don't want to be in debt to these fucking assholes, ever. Eugene, sorry, Nate, the promise was made, but not to us, and that promise is dead. There was a lot of promises they made. You mean to tell me they should keep that promise? And here's the other problem with that promise, if you will. The promise was made, and it wasn't on paper for a lot of us. I think it was like like some kind of a bill that was written out, but that's it, man. It was dead. It died. To do 40 acres and a mule right now, and that's what it is, 40 acres and a mule, you're not going to get that. 1865, during Reconstruction. And again, that was a promise to the blacks back then. They didn't say, hey, we're going to make a promise to you guys and the future black Americans. It was the black Americans back then. Those black Americans are dead, and the men that made that deal were dead. The men that made that deal during that time died. So it has nothing to do with us, unfortunately. I mean, listen, if they were going to hand it out, I wouldn't take any reparations. I tell you that fucking much. I let it slide. And again, it has nothing to do with us, Nate. We're not in the Freedmen's Bureau. We're not. We weren't in that time period. It doesn't apply to us. Sorry. You think that the fucking, because by that argument, then the United States should give all land back to the Native Americans all over the country. You think they're going to do that? Nope. That was a promise that was made, and that was broken. Again, they're not. We just don't. I don't think we don't need it, but it doesn't work anymore. Yes, but Nate, you're talking about a government from a different time. That's the bottom line. How can it not help us as a community? Nate, I just explained it how it's not going to help us as a community. You know why it's not going to help us as a community? Because like I said, you're going to have Negroes who are going to go out there and buy fucking shit they don't need. They're going to buy fucking bigger screen TV sets, more things of weed, fucking more Jordans. That's what they're going to buy. That is not going to help us. Now you, Nate, you might take that money and put it towards something great. That's you. But the rest of that money is going to go to fucking waste. It's going to go back into the economy instead of building land or fucking horses or whatever the fuck you want to get. You want to buy. The U.S. government is still the U.S. government, but promises don't work that way. They just do not. And legally, they do not. You are repeating the trope. I am repeating the trope because you're not getting it. So maybe if I say it a little slower, like a retard, maybe you'll get it. It is not the time period anymore. We are different now. The government is different. The government changed 1,000 times between then and now. It doesn't apply to us. It just doesn't. Yes, you will invest, but invest in what? Do you know what you're going to invest in? I guarantee you don't. You'll probably say Bitcoin and you lost right there. Maybe you'll buy land. Good for you. But many won't. You're hanging your hat on a fucking pipe dream that's never going to happen. Yes, there's a politician. What's his name? The politician that's dating Rosario Dawson. That asshole. He presented a bill that would get black Americans paid. Now, I'm not black American, right? My family's from the Caribbean, South America, and Puerto Rico. So I'm out. So I'm out. I have nothing to invest in, and I wouldn't take that money anyway. It's government's money. So yes, I listen. Trope is a racist rant. No, trope is not a racist rant. It's not a racist rant. It's a metaphorical use of a word, right? So again, I know why you're against it. Why am I against it, Nate G? Enlighten me. I just wouldn't take the money. It's not for you, so you're against it. Ah, Nate G, that's where you're wrong. Because no, so yes, it's not for me, but I'm against it because it's not on time period. But the reason why, and Rapture Ready, I'm not taking a bait. It's a discussion, and the reason why I wouldn't take it back in 2009, 10, 11, 2012. It might have been. It might have been 2012. There was a lawsuit for the fire department. FDNY had a lawsuit, and the lawsuit was to hire blacks onto the fire department who failed the fire department test. All right. So with that, This lawsuit goes through, and the what you call it, the Vulcan Society, which is the black society here in New York City for the fire department, they wanted more blacks on the job. Well, they said that the jobs test was racist. And with that, no problem, Nate G. So with that, they decided to hire black folks. They also recognized in that lawsuit that black people didn't get hired because of this test, and that they wanted them to get hired. But for those who weren't hired in time, you can get hired now and get back pay for being hired. For getting hired. So if you were supposed to get hired in 2004, you got up until the year you were hired, and you got that back pay. All right. So now I was able to get some of that money because theoretically I took the test in 2099 and I didn't get hired. So I could have got that till 2004, provided they calculated the jobs you worked in that time. And I turned that money down because I got onto the job of my own accord. I made my own fucking way onto the job. Well, if you're going to make your own life, you don't need the fucking government to give you money to do so. You fucking find a way to make that money and make it happen. Don't rely on the shitbag government to fucking get you paid off. Because, listen, guys, one, it's not going to happen. I get what you're saying, I get your argument, but I do not think that what the government promised over 200 years ago, or just about 200 years ago, sorry, is now going to apply to us. I just don't think that it works that way. And people like, yes, the United States government's the United States government, but that means they have to look at every promise they made and fulfill every promise, and you can't. Right? So, again, that's the realisticness of the situation. And just think about it. How are you going to decipher who's black American and who's not? Just by looking at their skin color? You're an immigrant that is here because of black Americans, I guess. Nate G, I grew up in the same neighborhood. I grew up around the same crime. My success is anecdotal. I don't know. It's bullshit. It's not anecdotal. I put my fucking self to work. I fucking put my head down and I made it work. I got the shit that needed to be done. I went to college to get my college credits to become a fireman. I fucking actually had to do some reading. I had to get into shape. I did everything I needed to get there because I wanted it. That's not anecdotal. That's proving to myself that I can get my dreams. And I got my dream. So anyway, no problem, Vision. That's the problem. When you start making excuses for your shortcomings, you are your own worst enemy. 007 is like, now you talk shit about American blacks. You're only here because of us. Oh, God, 007, you missed the entire point. You only heard what you wanted to hear because you're probably a liberal too. But let me enlighten you, dickface. Here, I'm not here just because you guys, the black Americans here. My fucking grandfather came over here because he signed up for the Navy. That's why I'm fucking here. He came here because he wanted a better fucking life for himself and not in the country Dominica, which my family is from, and also Guyana. That being said, I'm not hating on black Americans, dickface. I'm just giving you a fact of the matter that if you want something in your life, you fucking go for it. Stop fucking making excuses, you fucking twat. Holy shit. It's like the fucking worst twat in the world coming up with a fucking excuse on why fucking he hates black people because I decided to make it, because I decided to fucking put boots on the ground and fucking grind to get it. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking immigrant. You fucking kidding me with your stupid Yankees hat? Yankees suck anyway, dickface. Holy shit. He said, why the fuck did you come here? I didn't come here, stupid. My grandfather did. So, again, eat a dick. And Nate G says, and Nate G, you're speaking for your people. Meanwhile, your people don't give a fuck. Meanwhile, your people are shooting us in the goddamn back, robbing us in the fucking street. So if you're speaking for your people, then you should speak to your people and have your people stop robbing and selling drugs and all this shit that goes along with living in a black community. How about you stop that if you speak for your people? 007, on the other hand, this bitch is probably on the rag today. She must have a fucking period or some shit because she's fucking, you hate black Americans? No, bitch. I experienced the same fucking racism as everyone else. I had my fucking, my time being called a nigga and all this bullshit, but I still made it work. Well, Nate G, if you know how to work hard, then you know what to do. And trope is not a racist word, Nate G. Go look it up, mister. I read all my books. She says, go back to your country and fix that shithole. Well, Listen, stupid. I was born here, 007. I was born in the United States. I was born in the great land of the US of A with eagles, hot dogs, and cheeseburgers. Right? Meanwhile, you're still wearing that fucking retarded Yankees cap. Shit ass team. The fuck you don't. The fuck you don't. But anyway, with that, black people in this country. Yeah, Brandon A. I've read about that. I'm gonna look more into that. I thought that was interesting. Somebody was acknowledge my army service. Well, yes, Nachi, thank you for your service. He says acknowledge my army service. Popcorn, get your popcorn. But she's like, go back to your and she's gonna say it again. You're a fucking immigrant that ran for your shithole country. Shithole spelled with an L, not a K. Should we have spelling lessons for you, Mrs. I love the Yankees? She's still spelling shithole. Maybe because shithole keeps getting blocked. I don't know. Yeah, I don't listen. I guess it's a shithole country. I've never been there. I have no desires to go back there. Maybe Guyana, but I didn't fucking what you call it. She finally got it right, guys. Everybody give her a round of applause. She spelled shithole right. You can do it, Yankees fan. Holy shit. Well, yes, it's weird because she goes right in the back of black Americans, but she's like, go back to your country, you immigrant. I was like, bitch, I was born here. And I was probably born before you. So if you want to play fucking who was born first, I'd probably beat you. You go back to Africa. Huh? How's that sound? You'll never go back there. That's the crazy shit about black Americans too. They're like, black power this and America that and I Africa and I love African. And then you're like, why don't you move back to Africa? Then they're like, no, I want to stay here and complain some more. That's what people like her do. They complain about the United States and they complain about fucking black this and white people that. But when you tell them, why don't you go to Africa then? They'll love you over there. She's like, I'm not gonna go back there. I'm not gonna go back to that shithole country. Get the fuck out of here. Listen, again, Nate G, thank you for the conversation. 007, you can eat a dick. Or go to the Yankees dugouts and blow all of them. I don't know what you want to do. Again, 007, I'm not an immigrant if I was born here, stupid. How stupid are you? I mean, comparatively, you're retarded because you're wearing a Yankees cap. Never seen fucking anybody like actually, I love my Yankees. I want to play Yankee games. You're like an idiot. I've been here 400 years. So now she's a vampire. Not only can't she spell, she's a vampire. Anyway, so with that, she's probably texting her friends. I'm arguing with this uppity Negro on the Angry Truth channel. Hey, listen, if you're going to advertise my channel, please say the Angry Truth and spell it right. Bitch is a vampire. I've been here for 400 years. This is the country I built. You didn't build shit. Not with that Yankees cap on, you haven't. Wait, somebody said it. 700 is 400 years old. Yeah, she's 400 years old. I'm going to see her flying outside my window. Got to get my crosses ready. She should go to South Africa. She wouldn't last in Africa. That's the crazy shit about like people like her. She wouldn't last in Africa. They would eat her alive. Or maybe not. If she has a Yankees cap on, she might not be eaten alive. They might actually go, oh my God, is that a Yankees cap on your head? Damn right. But yeah, whatever. Just having fun. Ignore the trolls. Who's a vampire? 007 is a vampire. She says she's been here 400 years. It's actually more than 400 years, but she wouldn't know that. You're upset. You aren't. You won't own shit. You are upset. You aren't own. Yeah, 007. Could you speak English? I'm having a very hard time understanding what you're saying. I don't speak fucking slow. I don't speak your language. Maybe I can try spelling it for you too. His name ain't 007. That's the IQ. Ah, Tommy. Very good. I like that one. Maybe it's a he. It's probably, you know what? I probably got the pronoun wrong and I'm going to get fucking, what you call it? I'm going to get a strike for getting the pronouns wrong. Yes, I'm having too much fun at this point. I was actually supposed to go off the air. I have to go off the air soon. I have my watch on. I don't. I took it off. I got to go get my fucking rings closed. Yeah, someone 007, go eat a Snickers bar or some shit. Jesus Christ. Now you talk shit and look down on black. I never look down on black. I look down on the black community, whether it's black Americans, whether it's Caribbeans, Jamaicans. I look down on the whole. I don't even look down on the whole black community. The black community looks down on itself. All I'm doing is talking about the shit we can do to better ourselves. But you missed that whole point. You wanted to fucking argue because, whatever, you're having your period today or some shit. And you're just like, oh God, he mentioned the black community. Yes, because the black community has a lot of goddamn problems and we need to fucking fix it. 007, what? How did I let white people disrespect? What the fuck? Now Nate G is arguing with somebody else. I don't know what the fuck. Like a fucking monkey mascot. Yes, 007, you got me. I'm a monkey mascot. You didn't run because you had nowhere to run to, stupid. Oh God. Well, the Underground Railroad, there was a lot of running. But listen, lady, I can get ugly and hurt your feelings because you have that fucking stupid ass Yankee cap on. I can't believe it. You're like a mild idiot. Nate's all Nate. Someone said Nate is all over the place. He is. He's arguing with like three other people. It's like, yo, Nate G and 007, guys team up and like attack me. Stop attacking the people in the chat. It's hard to do that in the chat. 007, because it's my country. Financial freedom is a start. Nate G, it depends. If you are financially responsible and have financial education, yes, financial freedom is the start to fixing yourself. But if you don't have any of that education, it don't work. And the problem is the schools today, straight across the board, they don't teach financial freedoms. They don't. They really don't. So 007 said, no, you can't. Yes, 007, I'm a cowardly immigrant. Thank you. Yes, she works for CNN. She's trying to goat me. You cannot fight in your own country. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Nate G. Yes, for those of you enjoying the live stream tonight, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm. Yes, yes, Jay, it is past the bedtime. And Canadian Limey, listen, you have to have fun with this dumbness. I don't say shit about systematic racism because there isn't systematic racism, at least not anymore. Was there at a time? Yes. Now, no. Let it go. She's definitely on the rag today, guys. Sorry. And she's looking up points on her phone. You talk shit, then run all over the globe like a coward. That's my favorite one. I like that one. Whatever the fuck that means. Yes, operator 8357. Yeah, why not? She started it. I'm just fucking finishing it. And then to boot, I'm just having a good time. And the chat, so it's fucking interesting. What about the FBI? Nate G, what about the FBI? You're talking about the new Jim Crow, the mass incarceration. Then call it the new Jim Crow 007, you idiot. All right? If you're going to fucking, quote shit, get it right. Jesus Christ, man. You're like the worst. Or are you having a typing problem? Are you missing an arm? You're missing a couple of fingers. What is it? Because you're typing like a complete moron tonight. Americans never ran like immigrants. Oh, God. I guess not. 007 is a bot? No. This bot is too stupid. If she was a bot, this is the stupidest bot I'm arguing with. Anything but bots. He says, I don't block anything but bots. SW, I talked about the digital currency a couple times. It's fucked. Now, I know that pinball preparedness seems to think that it won't happen. And there's one side of me that thinks the digital currency here in the United States won't happen unless there's a cataclysmic event. Then, and only then, will that happen. But that's, it's the only thing I can think of. Holy shit. See? Nate G's getting it. You're not having a discussion anymore, Nate G. You liar. Now you're getting into it with somebody. But listen, if you're calling him out for that, have at it, man. Have at it. He's like fucking going at it. She goes, I'm an American black. What your coward immigrant ass, which is ass is spelled with two S's, not one, will never be. I know I'll never be a black American because I tell people I'm a black Puerto Rican and or Puerto Rican Guyanese or Puerto Rican South American. You choose. But you'll never hear me say I'm a black American, dummy. Only an idiot with a Yankees cap will fucking make a comment like that. Does anybody else like the Yankees on here? Am I gonna have to start hating Yankees fans as well? Because she's really doing you guys in. 007 is probably 15 and past bedtime. This should break YouTube. I hope not. He says, fair enough, I leave that. All right. Listen, HG, if you're calling him out for it, then call him out for it. I'm not gonna get in your way of that shit. 007 is a crackhead. Maybe. She might be. She apparently is. She loves the Yankees. I love their Yankees. I used to play baseball when I was a young little girl. That's who she is. I love the LA Dodgers. Listen, I don't like baseball, period. At all. I can't deal with it. She says, "You're immigrant ass." She spelled ass right. Oh my God, she's getting better. Only here because of the Civil Rights Act. No, dummy. Sorry, wrong again. Try again. My grandparents were here before the Civil Rights Act. Try again. Too bad your stupid ass didn't get deported. So now she's wishing me to get deported. Well, 007, because you're like the biggest dummy I ever met, for me to get deported means I would have to been born in those countries. But being that I was born here in the great United States of America, that can't happen, dummy, because I am an American citizen. My parents were born here. That made them an American citizen. So I had two American parents born here in the United States that had me here in New York City, to be exact, Mount Sinai Hospital. Guess what? American citizen, stupid. But she wouldn't know that because she's a Yankees fan. Baseball's lost. They depend too much on statistics rather than their training. Huh. I never looked at it that way, Operator 357. Never looked at it that way. It's interesting. Uh, Firefly Farm. I would get her on the panel for what? So she could start stammering and stuttering like an idiot. You see what she's saying? And she'll start screaming and she'll make the volume level too high. She said, "You shouldn't even be here. If you don't like it, go back to your shithole." She spelled shithole right again. This is fun. It's almost like beating up on a retard, but worse because she's like worse than slow. Yes, Puerto Rico is part of the United States. Thank you for pointing that out. That's why I keep pointing out Dominica and Guyana. Thank you for the geography lessons, Ada Iris M. Appreciate it. CEO Star Fury, and I'll join the panel. Nat G, that would be good. You got to give me your email. Can I get on a panel? If you have, StreamYard, yeah. Uh, Nate G, speaking of tropes, seriously? 007? No, you have to have stream. I would like to Discord. I like to talk. All right, you would like to talk. Yeah, we could in the chat. Well, listen, not tonight. I got to go for a walk. But email me at angrytruth77@gmail.com. Nate G. And we can have an open debate. That would be good. An open debate on here. Yeah, vision preparedness. Exactly. 1965. And fucking my grandparents were here before that. But she's an idiot, so. Oh my God. Who am I talking down? Listen, 007. Let me break down some quick stats for you, fucking idiot. Secondly, the people that got me here where? On YouTube or here in the United States? Because you people, the black Americans, as you put it, didn't get me here. My grandfather got his ass here. He got his ass here and he did the right thing. He joined the Navy to serve this country. That's what he did. You didn't get us here. You specifically, especially now because you're stupid and retarded. Dr. King was wrong for fighting for bastards like you. Yeah, I guess. But actually, Dr. King fought for everyone, not just blacks, dummy. Again, another idiot. You're like the classic moron. You're just saying everything backwards wrong, and you're just like, what is 2 plus 2, 007? I'm pretty sure she's going to be like 15 because she's that much of an idiot. Hugh, the podcast is going to come back. I'm doing podcast Wednesdays. That means tomorrow I do 2 or 3 shows, maybe 4, and then I release them weekly. I'm going back to that because I have a lot of time on my hand. Yeah, I guess. So yes, guys, do me a favor. Smash the like button. No, the fuck he didn't. Yes, he did. Nate, G, could you back me up on this. He fought for all fucking people in his fucking "I Have a Dream" speech. Let this bitch listen to "I Have a Dream" speech. Thank you, Nate. I will get to your email in a little bit. Hopefully, hopefully he did. Wait a minute, Nate G. I meant to say email me at angrytruth77@gmail.com. Angrytruth77@gmail.com. Sorry. Man, she's so stupid. This is funny. Hey, 007, do me a favor. Keep talking. Keep talking. You're just making yourself look super smart right now. You were just classic stupidity. Yo, she went on a rant. I did. Okay, you did? All right, I gotta. Ah, there it is. I'm gonna go for a walk, Nate. I'll text you in a bit if you're still up. Thank you, Jason C. 007, could you please read this, you moron? Right here. Wanted all men to be judged by their character, not by the color of their skin. Dummy. You're so stupid. That's a legitimate quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. In front of where and what location in the United States? I bet you don't even know that because you're too stupid. Why? Because you have that Yankees cap on. If you take the Yankees cap off, you might have some air to the brain and you'll think. He said, I'll be here. All right, I'll call you in a couple minutes. Or text you. Sorry, whatever it is. I blocked. What the heck? Worth anything? No, what's Kitty Witsy? It's fun. It's fun. If I only had a brain. Yeah. Yeah, right. She's not. She's like, yeah, right. Anyway, guys, it was fun beating up on the moron tonight. There's always one. There's always one. But anyway, I'm gonna get going, and I'll have this conversation. I'll continue this conversation with the Nate G in a little bit. You should get to know the no post MOWNMLK and his thoughts. Yes, Nate G, I know all of Martin Luther King's thoughts, especially in the end, right before he was assassinated. I know which direction he was leaning in. But initially, he was looking for all men to be treated equal. But I know in the end, he wanted to start his own like black community, if you will. But they don't talk about that. Yes, I'm pretty sure Flat Earther thinks I think 007 thinks the Earth is flat as well. She's an idiot. She's a moron. She'll be back on here. Let's go. Because morons, they like to argue. She's probably lonely. She's probably eating a Twix bar as we speak right now. And she's going to be back on here next week to banter and bitch and moan again. Because that's just how it is. Other than that, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 and then Thursday or Friday night. All right, guys? Thank you for watching.